Joining us now, UW professor Margaret O'Mara, an expert in American political history, and also Seattle University poli-sci professor Marco Lowe. Thank you both for being here. Obviously such a big day. Can I get your first impressions to begin with?
Well, it was every inauguration breaks new boundaries regardless, and this was a different sort of inaugural speech. Usually inaugural addresses are a lot of words like freedom and hope and very uplifting, very positive, and this was a darker speech. But in other ways it was sounding some really familiar themes like fighting for the people against powerful interests. And we've seen that again and again in American history.
Marco, what are your impressions?
I think we see the continuation of his message that we saw at the convention speech. He is trying to connect with the disaffected middle class that's been eroding, particularly non-coastal states. Pretty much what we expected, a little tighter than the past.
Professor O'Mara, let's talk about, you're working on a book that examines how high tech is reshaping the American economy and the American society. We talk about getting these jobs back, and that was a big push for Trump's campaign, and he reiterated that again today. What are your perceptions of how the Trump presidency is going to take that message forward, and what does it really look like?
Yeah, it's a real challenge. I mean, he's talked, like many other candidates and presidents on the campaign trail, about creating jobs, about bringing the economy back. But the economy has changed fundamentally. We do have two Americas. We have the Americas of metros like Seattle, which are tech-driven in many ways, and then we have other parts of the country that where a lot of industry is left. Jobs certainly have gone overseas, and that's one thing that Trump hammered home in the campaign, but it's also been automation. Tech itself has made jobs go away.
Let's take a listen to part of the speech.
Protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. Their victories have not been your victories. Their triumphs have not been your triumphs. And while they celebrated in our nation's capital, there was little to celebrate for struggling families all across our land.
There is this sense that this was sort of a darker speech, that this vision of America was a little more negative. I think that's been some of the feedback that at least I've been hearing. We'll bring in Natalie Brand, who's in D.C. Natalie, just you've been able to speak to some of the folks who were at the inauguration today. What were their general impressions? Were they happy with what they heard?
Well, as you heard in the sound that played a little bit earlier, it was kind of mixed reaction. But overall, the Trump supporter is still 100% behind President Trump. What's striking to me is some of the reaction that is coming in from our lawmakers. And of course, Washington State has two Democratic lawmakers who are very cautious and say that this period is bringing a lot of uncertainty and a little bit of chaos, since the confirmation hearings are still underway and the process really only just now getting started. And that's because once the president is sworn in, that's when senators can take votes on the floor. So late tonight, we've had two Senate confirmations, national security picks, General James Mattis for Defense Secretary, a Washington native, as well as Secretary of Homeland John Kelly. So I want to ask the panel, does this process seem behind to you? Is this more chaotic than usual, as some of the senators here are saying? What is your impression?
Natalie was saying, Marco, I know you can't hear, I know you can, Margaret. She was wondering if the transition is going smoothly compared to past administrations.
I don't know, the appointees, they always have trouble. They always get questioned. I've never quite seen it like this. And sometimes the point-by-point takedown of their credentials is unprecedented, at least in my experience.
What I think is interesting about this whole dynamic is that during the campaign, Democrats, of course, didn't want to own Donald Trump. Republicans didn't want to own Donald Trump because he blew up their party. And now when we get to the business of governing America, what does that look like? Professor O'Mara.
It's going to be really interesting. And the themes of this speech were not the themes, traditional Republican themes. It was a theme, you know, we've had Republican presidents like Ronald Reagan who had a strongly clear anti-government message in his first inaugural address. He said, you know, government is the problem. But Trump's speech was about Washington elites are the problem, and that actually government can be a solution to help people. which has often been more of a Democratic message. So this is really churning the waters, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Okay. Marco, any brief thoughts before we head out to the break here?
I think he's still talking to people that are afraid of the change America's been experiencing, and this speech was right down that lane again.
Okay. Thanks to the both of you.
Yeah.